In this video, I'm going to show you how to become completely unrecognizable within the next 90 days. Guaranteed. It's another final form talk. We're back at it. And one thing I want to start this video off with is stating how you can be in a completely different situation in your physique, your body, and your finances, your bank, your mindset, your identity. You could be a completely new person if you string together 12 consistent weeks, 90 days. This is all it takes to rewire your mind, rewire yourself, your subconscious mind, your identity, become a new person, to start gaining more muscle, to start dropping the body fat, having a better physique, to start building new skills, to start making more money, to become a better man all around. Many people, many men, they make the mistake of trying to upgrade only their body at one time, only their bank account at one time, but you need to realize your mind and body are connected. Strong body, strong mind. Strong mind, strong body. And when you have a connected mind and body, this helps you become the person who has the bank account that you want. Because you don't get what you want in life. You don't get the money you want. You become the type of man that attracts that money. And first, it starts with you. Nothing changes until you change. As you start to raise your consciousness, think about a person with a low consciousness, a person who doesn't have a strong identity. They have a weak body, a weak mindset, and a weak bank account. I hear people all the time, oh, my mindset's dialed, bro. Actually, my physique, it's all right. I just want money. Yeah, look at them. Hey, your body, 5, 6 out of 10 at most. Your mindset clearly isn't that locked in because you're not smart enough to have at least $10,000, $100,000 in your bank account. So are you really that smart? Oh, bro, you don't understand. Yeah, drop the excuses, drop the coping, and let's get right into it. Let's get dialed. So the first things first is we're going to go through identity reset, physical execution, and ownership and optimization. Guys, nothing changes until you first get honest with where you're at. Gain awareness of where you're at. That's half the battle. Many people are going around with these subconscious programs, staying in these cycles, staying in these loops, not knowing why they're stuck, not knowing why they can't fully lock in and change. But guys, change first starts with you, your identity. It starts in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind controls 80 to 90% of your daily processes and your actions. Your conscious mind, the brain you're using to listen to this video, only controls around 10% of your daily processes. Think about that. So once we upgrade your mindset, your subconscious mind, we reprogram it, this is when you change your identity, and this is when you shift the results in your life. Because remember, once again, you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are in this life. And it all ties together because once you gain awareness of your subconscious patterns and the things holding you back, you can start making the changes, start stacking positive habits, start implementing these new things that I'm about to teach you. And first up, your mindset. You got to start implementing these better habits. Show me your habits, I'll show you your future. I mean, every single day, you should pick at least 1 to 2 things on this list, maybe 3. Meditation, visualizing the future that you have for yourself. Prayer, reading, podcasts, listen to informational podcasts, subliminals, subconscious reprogramming your mind. And the biggest thing on this list for your mindset is you're going to want to do an audit. Do an audit of your emotional states and your thoughts. Many people don't understand that. Every day you have thousands and thousands of thoughts, and most of them are unconscious. Like I said, your subconscious mind controls 80 to 90% of your behavior. And believe it or not, many people, 60% of their thoughts on a daily basis are self-sabotaging thoughts or negative thoughts. And what you're going to want to do is to start taking control over your mind, because the more positive you can start thinking, the better mental states, the better mental processes you develop when you upgrade your mind starts to leak everywhere else into your life. And the only way you can do this, once again, is taking ownership and it's gaining awareness of where you're at. So you're going to want to do a mindset audit. One time, for 1 week only, I want you to take one time an hour and I want you to audit. What's my emotional state right now? What negative things have I thought about this last hour? And then once you go through this for a complete week, it only takes 7 days, you can see these are the negative thoughts. These are the negative processes I'm running off of. This is the fear I'm running off of. This is worry I'm running off of. You know, these are the toxic things I'm thinking about that are holding me back. I'm thinking about this negative thing. I'm thinking about losing this money. I'm thinking about, not liking my job. I'm thinking about that bitch. I'm thinking about this, that. All these negative things, you gotta throw them out, man. Because eventually, if you wanna become a new person, you wanna attract that dream life, you gotta start thinking better. And if you already have the mindset you needed, don't you think you would be where you wanna be in life? Don't you think that? So, your mindset. You're gonna wanna, and another thing, the reason this is so important is because your mind, your body, your bank are the three most important pillars of a man. And you don't do this list in a sporadic, random way. Everything ties together from your morning routine and your daily process. But we're gonna go through the body and the bank part first before we tie it all together. But just remember, these new habits, you're gonna wanna start implementing these to strengthen your mindset, reprogram your subconscious mind, and actually start taking control over your life. Because control over your life starts with your mindset. Everything is mindset in this world. Next up, your body. Your mind and body are connected. If you sit here, oh, well, I just want money and I don't care about my body, you're completely selling yourself short. Because do you think it's hard to have a six-pack? Do you think it's hard to have a good physique? You're prioritizing the wrong things. You got to start prioritizing your health, because your health is wealth. Wealth is your money, yes, but it's also your relationships and it's your health too. You can't have anything in this life if your health isn't there. You can't. Health is the first pillar everything works off of. So your body, and then also another way health ties in together with your mindset too, is because you have your physical health, but you also have your mental health. Think about how many people have issues with anxiety, depression, anger issues, PTSD, thinking about the past a lot. These things, as you start to develop a stronger mindset, you could be more present. You can start to have more mental clarity. You can start to have peace of mind. Peace of mind is worth more than money, believe it or not. And part of that is due to a strong mindset, which connects to your body. Because as you start elevating yourself physically, you have no choice but to start elevating yourself mentally also. So you're going to want to start going to the gym 4-5 times a week. Heavy strength training. You're going to want to get in 8 to 10,000 steps a day. You're going to want to start. Another thing people lack is, there's pills like vitamin D pills, vitamin C pills, but natural sunlight is unbeaten. Natural sunlight. People sit in these offices, they have this blue light from their phones all day, they sit down all day, and they're in their chair. I mean, man, you're living this sedentary lifestyle. It's going to lead to you feeling like shit. So you got to start moving more. You got to start getting outside more. Start taking more positive supplements like zinc. Like, you're going to want to start taking more positive supplements. Like, on top of sunlight, you do need to be taking things like vitamin D, vitamin C. You're going to want to get a men's multivitamin. You're going to want to start taking zinc. You're going to want to start taking magnesium. Now, the supplements also depend on where you're lacking and you're deficient in your own personal life. But once again, this is why all of this is personalized off you. It's not cookie cutter. The 90-day plan shifts around you, yourself. So on top of that, the last thing what you're going to want is a macronutrient diet. You're going to want a macronutrient-based diet based off, once again, your specific body, your carbs, your fats, your proteins, and then also the amount of calories you're consuming every single day based off whether you're trying to bulk or you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to get lean. You have to base all this off your specific lifestyle, and that's really the only way it could work. Next up, you're going to want to start identifying the strengths and weaknesses you have for yourself. This ties into making more money because you can't know what you're going to be good at without looking at the past. You got to see your past and your current skill sets, experiences, your current and past strengths, your weaknesses. In life, you don't want to go into an industry. If you're someone who isn't good with numbers, why would you go into finance? Maybe you might be good at marketing. Maybe you might be good at posting videos. Who knows? But if you're someone who is good with numbers, maybe you might want to start doing stocks, day trading, you know? Maybe someone you have the gift of gab. Hey, you might start posting. You might start helping other people start posting too. Who knows? But the passion that you have for this world is where you're going to want to base the skill sets you go after and the type of industry you want to go into. Because the way you got to look at it, one thing that helped me in the past was seeing, hey, if you had $1 billion, nothing else to do, name 3 things you would do with your time if you had that amount of money, if you had that amount of freedom. What would you do to stay fulfilled? What would you do to stay sane? Because once you get a lot of money, you have nothing else to do, you have no purpose, you start drifting. This is when you need to start finding new things. You have to think of this before that happens because you're already thinking and growing to become richer. You're already that person. We're just making you become him day by day. So start thinking about what are 3 things you would do if you had unlimited money. For me in the past, it was use my mouth, start communicating, whether through content or through acting or something through social media. I realized this about 2 years ago. I knew I always wanted to speak online, and I wanted to use my voice. I wanted to build businesses, and I wanted to work out, be in good physical condition, whether that was powerlifting, calisthenics, bodybuilding. I just wanted to be moving because I've always been an athlete, always will be an athlete. So you gotta have these 3 things for your own self, and then you can start basing your interests. You can start basing the type of career path you want to go off of based off this. Next up, you gotta start getting to the bag. Most of your day needs to be based around income generating activities. So it could be hopping on sales calls. It could be filming that content because content turns into cash. It could be working on your stocks. It could be whatever business it is, income generating activities based off the skills you're stacking. Because as life goes on, you shouldn't be trying to make money. You should be trying to learn because in every industry, every business, you learn new skills. And in this world, one thing that people can't take away is your mindset, yes, but another thing that people can't take away is your skill set. Because if you have the skill of marketing, if you have the skill of trading, nobody can go into your brain, make you forget it, and take it away from you. No, you have that forever. So the key to it is finding one high value skill at a time. Like I said, sales, closing, social media marketing agency, stocks. Guys, there's so many different opportunities online that you could align yourself with based off your own interests, your own experiences, your own skill sets. Make sure to drop a like for this video and hit subscribe if you found some value today. Now on to the next thing. The last way we're going to tie this all in together is through your non-negotiables, your standards, your vision for the future, and your daily congruent action. So the non-negotiables, as you start to wake up with your morning routine, every man should have a morning routine. How you start your morning is how you start your day. You're going to want to have 3 to 5 actions hitting your mind, your body, your bank. And it's going to come from this list. You choose which one you want for your mindset. Choose what type of, because it could be heavy strength training, it could be calisthenics, it could be whatever you want. Just make sure you're moving your body. You need to be moving your body 4 to 5 times. Remember what I said, sedentary lifestyle. You can't be sitting around. It doesn't matter if you have a bunch of money. If you're out of shape, it doesn't matter. You're going to have low energy, low testosterone. It's going to affect you. So you got to keep upgrading your body and also keep upgrading your mind. They're both interconnected. There's no way around it. So you're going to want to have your morning routine. For me, here, let me just list it out. The morning routine, wake up, boom, 5:30 a.m. Pray, meditate, push-ups, hydrate, and then read 2 pages in my book, and then gratitude list. And then I'm done. For me, it's 6 steps. But right now, if you're someone who wakes up at 12 p.m. and you scroll on social media, go and take a piss, brush your teeth in the morning, you're not going to jump to a 4 or 5 step morning routine. You have to start integrating your habits through positive habit stacking day by day. You have to keep trying to integrate these better habits into your lifestyle. It's not going to come overnight, but it starts with you first. It starts with effort. So 3 to 5 actions in your mind, your body, your brain every single morning in the same exact order, 7 days a week. This is going to teach you how to become a non-negotiable person. This is going to teach you how to never miss. This is going to teach you how to raise your standards. If you're waking up at the same day every day, before most people wake up, before the sun rises, you're going to have high standards. You're not going to want to, for the rest of your day, remember what I said, how you start your day is how the rest of your day goes. You're not going to want to put shitty vices into your body. You're not going to want to put shitty food into your body. You're not going to want to disrupt your temple, and you're not going to want to not work out because you're already winning before the days. If you're stacking these non-negotiable habits, you raise your standards, which means you raise your self-worth. Remember, the work instills the worth. The work instills the worth. The worth doesn't come from a penthouse, a car, or clothes, or girls. No, your confidence, your inner confidence comes from keeping your promises, becoming someone who gets shit done. You can trust your own word. And most of all, it comes from alignment with that version of yourself that you see in your head and closing the gap between where you are and your potential. So that morning routine, you're also going to want to integrate something where you're learning a new skill or you're working on that business for, it can be 20 minutes, guys, 30 minutes every morning. You're going to want to have a little work block first thing in the morning, something that helps you get better in your bank account. But by the end of this, as you start stacking these W's, you start stacking more W's, more than most people have before they even wake up. People are wiping the eye crust out of their eye. Meanwhile, you're already dialed. You already upgraded your mind, your body, your bank. You already woke up early. You already have energy for the day. You already look better, feel better, walk better, talk better. You're learning new things. You're becoming a new person. And most of all, as you start upgrading your standards, your expectations of yourself, you start becoming a non-negotiable person. You start having more clarity in your vision for the future. You start having daily congruent action. This completely shifts your identity. Your subconscious mind starts to reset, and it resets you into the version of yourself that you need to be to get to the next level. And then, of course, like I said, the body part plays into this because as you create a new identity, you're working on your body, you're working on your mindset, the physical execution, the mind, body, self-mastery, all of it leads down to the ownership and the optimization because everything affects everything in this list, in this cycle. Because as you start having more ownership, you start having more standards, you start becoming a stronger person, a more resilient person. You start to actually have awareness of where you're lacking with your weaknesses, you audit your emotional states, your thoughts. You start to audit where you're spending your time. You start auditing your actions. You see where you're lacking. You see where you can get better. You start gaining awareness. You start implementing by stacking. You're stacking new skills. You're stacking better habits. You're becoming a new person. You're reprogramming your brain. You're completely elevating yourself mentally, physically. Everything connects. And this is when you can start gaining inner alignment with your mind, your body, your bank. And then within the 90 days, you could be in your final form. You could drop the weight. You can get leaner. You could have a completely new skill stack, completely be way further in that business you have. Even if you're at a job, you could be completely further. You could have more mental clarity, more energy. You can start dominating. You can have domination in your days, in your mornings, everywhere inside of your life. Follow this for 90 days. And you won't even recognize who you are at the end of it because you'll be a completely new person. And this is another final form talk. Subscribe if you fuck with the video, guys. I'll be back later. Let's go!